everybody. Today I have come to Chhatarpur too, and in the back of the beyond to meet Mrs. Singh. She has been a source of the greatest inspiration for me. I met her like I think about 6 years back or more. No, about 8 years back.
6, 8 years.
Yeah, and we've had like really good times together. Not very many, but great times together. And I'm very pleased to have her agree to come on Life Begins at 40 today. Mrs. Singh, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me over.
Yeah. So we are going to be talking about love since this entire series is on love. And Mrs. Singh has some great views on love. Yeah. And you've had your share of crazy moments and marriage, affairs,
Absolutely.
meeting people.
Absolutely.
Right? So why don't you tell us a little about that, and then we will come to your current partner with whom you've been for what? How many years now?
17 years complete, 18th running.
And then you're going away on a vacation together to celebrate your 18th?
No, we always go for vacations, so it's nothing special. No, not because of this, but we always take a break. Now that because of COVID, everything has gone a little haywire, but no, this is one of our regular ones. Unfortunately, it's not overseas. Otherwise, we always take 2 breaks, once in March and once in August, September.
Right.
So now we're just doing both.
How did you and your partner meet?
Well, we met through a common friend, who was known to him as well as to me, and that was a very fine couple, and the gentleman used to always be very worried about it. He used to say, you worked hard enough in life, and Nanni, I only see you in chiffons and sitting in a club and sipping, a martini and enjoying yourself. So I started laughing.
Yeah.
I said, do you have anybody in mind? He says, well, they'll be my age, years older to you. So I said, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Do you believe it? He took it seriously. And they actually got on the list and started down, shortlisting, and they shortlisted 2 people. And they rang up. They rang up the 2 guys. One was in Chandigarh and the other one was in Jhansi.
Okay.
So I said, okay, that's it. So I came back home, and the next day she rang up, and my daughter says, Mom, Sudha auntie's been ringing up, where were you? So I said, I had gone for my massage. So when I came back, she said, where were you? She says, oh, I managed to speak to one of them. But he says, okay, no, being a typical army man, that I'm a gentleman, until the lady says yes. I will not. So if it's all right to call. So she said, okay, call. And I said, okay, fine. So I was given the time 00 something hours, which I'm terrible at. I have no idea, even army language. So I'm saying, ha. And she scared me. She said, don't call him Mr. You call him General, because that's the army language. And I was paranoid, So anyway, he says, okay, we'll come. And then he came in the evening to pick me up. And the first thing I see is this huge fancy car coming.
Okay.
And this very fancy gentleman. And I said, oh shit, man. I mean, we were a blind date. I mean, kithe fas gayi? I said, my God, this guy's going to be too rich. Yaar, ye to mere matlab ka nahi. I'm Bohemian. I'm the 60s kid, peace man, peace brother, drug era, the dope era. And I said, what is this? My first word was, oh shit. Anyway, we went, and very formal, and we went to his place because. And the minute there, I see about 7, 8 guards standing and saluting. I said, oh my God, Nanni Singh, you had it. Then I saw the dogs. And I saw this big Great Dane and a French Mastiff and a Labrador. I forgot everything. Park Palu, I was on my knees with the dogs. And that broke the ice, And so we just, I don't know, Sanjana, we just clicked from one word. Small things I'll tell you, like the tea which was there was Earl Grey. I drink Earl Grey.
Yeah.
And then I saw a bottle of Marmite. I'm a crazy person for Marmite. Then I saw my, the kind of biscuits. Everything was there, which was very nice. So there was we just clicked. That's it. And from then to now, it's just been one steady trip.
Yeah. And you must have had your ups and downs.
In this relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we do. You see, because we see Sanjana, he's years older than I am. So definitely we have a difference of 2 decades, amongst us.
Wow.
So, and I refuse to grow up. You're asking me my age, I'm 65, no, I'm 16 in my mind, and I think mentally I'm maybe 4-year-old. I still want to take a catapult and go leke shisha todo, ye karo. I still do shararats. My kids don't want to come out with. They just said you don't behave.
Social embarrassment.
I'm a social embarrassment.
And then you're also from one of the erstwhile, so to say, royal families of Punjab.
I wouldn't say royal. We would have if Patiala hadn't walked up with 22 villages of us. But yes, very much use of Punjab. So that typical Punjabi boy, chiefs of Punjab, and we are this and we are Sardars. So I have always been a rebel. So I am the black sheep, as they say, "Hamara naak katwa di." Yeah, because I broke every rule. Which is very ironic because now the present generation has gone 10 steps ahead of me.
Absolutely.
And my boy Piroy family with the stiff upper lip just took down and just keep quiet, Because now it is Zamana essay. So I was ahead of my times. It is like Kuldeep
That's
Kaur.
unacceptable.
Yeah. It was like Kuldeep Kaur. When she first joined the film industry, it was like terrible, horrible. She's gone into the film industry. Terrible. So during my time, I was a rebel. And even if you said something nice, something for my benefit, but said it in a rough manner, I was the kind of person who cut her nose to spite her face. क्यों बोला? तमीज से बोल, प्यार से जो मर्जी करो, रूप से नहीं. No, because I refuse to accept that I'm the parent you will. Give me a logical answer, explanation. Give me something reasonable. I will listen. But don't sit there and bully me into the fact that I am the parent. No. You have to explain to me. I'm an educated person.
Absolutely.
So definitely, very tempestuous life. Very tempestuous life. Not a Singaporean moment.
And you brought enough light and color to everybody else's life too.
Oh yes, Sanjana. Sometimes I tell the people in Punjab that if not for Nanni Singh, आपकी entertainment कौन कर? मेरे को टैक्स दिया करो यार. Gossip. It was a joke. कि ये छींक मारती है तो पंजाब हिल जाता है.
Do people still know you in Patiala?
Not Patiala, Punjab. I guess I've been away for a very long time, and there might be some old timers, who might still hear my name and say, "Oh, she's in town."
Yeah.
And Sanjana, that's the pity. They are exactly where they are. एक अरसा निकल जाता, a lifetime has gone by, and not a water under the bridges. People change. But they still think of me as the crazy, rebellious 16-year-old. There's a marked difference between 16 and 65. The knocks and shocks of life. They bring up so many things into your life. They chisel you, they shape you. Your experiences. And what is maturity? It's just your past mistakes. It's maturity. Because you've gone through that, entire drill of going through all this rubbish. But they still think of you as that. And I think thereby lies the problem. People are not ready to accept change, और एक stigma लग गया ना, तो वो सारी उम्र के लिए ठप्पा लगा है. Ridiculous.
And they don't want to shake their beliefs also because it's uncomfortable for them.
Yeah, I think they're just stuck in the woodwork.
Yeah.
With the result, I really have no time with them because sometimes, trust me, if once in a while I do meet them, it is very taxing for me because I have to start behaving in my old pattern just to make them comfortable.
Oh gosh.
It is horrible. It is horrible. And this, I would really like the viewers to know that very often, you have moved on, you have changed. But people don't accept you as you are, they still expect you to be. And like a fool, to make them comfortable, I make an ass of myself. I said no more. And now when I say no more, Sanjana, they tell me, Delhi jaake badi aggressive ho gayi hai. Because now I have learned to stop being a people pleaser, and I said, "Oh, this is better buckets. You're not going to push me anymore." So वो लोगों को जचता नहीं.
And tell me about some of the most difficult times in your life in the general and how you've overcome them.
Difficult times, frankly saying, Sanjana, इतने ऐसे थे नहीं. But I'll be honest enough to say कि अगर था तो it was all my fault. All my fault. I'm not one of those people who likes to blame the other person. When you do a lot of soul searching, it is within you. At the end of the day, it is here. And it was my immaturity, my past experiences, my insecurities. Because in my life, having been such a vehement character, उसी किस्म के लोग मेरी जिंदगी में आए. So when you get a very steady person, who's matured, who's very steady, who's very honorable, very very honorable, very decent. So, you're so used to such a dysfunctional life that when things are going hunky-dory, you don't know how to cope up with it.
Absolutely. You're always looking for things that will shake you up.
Absolutely. So what you do is unconsciously precipitate a crisis. कोई ना कोई सारा ड्रामा खड़ा कर दो. And I expected him to behave like the other men had behaved. Here it was a totally different reaction. Or I'll tell you small things like, okay, I'm going out, with the girls or whatever. He'd say, yeah, yeah, go, have a great time, enjoy yourself. I would say, hey, doesn't care for me.
Yeah.
Just say, have a great time. ये नहीं पूछा क्यों भाई? Can you imagine the sickness in my mind? So can you imagine the kind of sick relationships of people I knew? One thought that being possessive is showing your kind of love.
Yeah.
So I would say, तो बंदा आराम से जाने देता, पूछता ही नहीं. And I would get upset about it. So ऐसी छोटी बातें होती थी, nothing much. And at times I would sort of screech and shout. And I think, Sanjana, the only reason our relationship has lasted so long is the man's maturity. He doesn't jump into the boxing ring. I want to precipitate something, he'll keep the phone down, and he'll carry on and I'll say, Dekha, he bent the phone on me. This is it. But always.
And he gives you time to cool off and then come back.
Yeah, he's like, I have this. छोड़ो के तो नहीं, like a सुई अड़ी हुई है record की, and then I said this, and I think this is just the problem with most of us women.
Yeah, especially.
You see a man, take a man. We are a part of his life. He will still go with his boys' night out. He will still go to his club. He will still go and play golf. Right. We make the man the entire life around. आप आयो बाहर छोड़ नहीं संजना, I can't go. मुझे phone call आना है. I should be here.
Yeah.
हाँ, और ऐसे और if I'm there, उसको तो मैंने बोला मेरी तबीयत नहीं ठीक, पीछे he had the disco music. We are the ones who are so convoluted. So I always see that I personally feel, much as it might be, that it's mostly us.
What are the qualities that he brings to the table that make you feel secure and still allow you to remain a part of the relationship 18 years down the line?
What he brings to the table, Sanjana, first, as I said, I repeat myself, maturity. Maturity, a lot of understanding. Sometimes I laugh. I said I was looking for a partner, not a parent. I call him my Aladdin ka charag. I said something, I haven't even said it, it's done. These are normally what parents do for bachas. बच्चों को खराब करके रखते हैं. And after my grandfather, this is the other man who has totally spoiled me. I was such a hard-working person, not to say I'm not one now, but everything I did myself. This man would say, no, you are a lady, you're not. With the result, I'm so dependent on this person now. मुझे ना visa का form नहीं भरना था. I'm queen. आ जाता है, madam just signs and कर देते. With the result, so वो थोड़ा सा मेरे को हो गया कि इतना dependence, Today also my laptop has gone. मुझे ये नहीं करना था, so laptop has been sent. Office is fixing it. So he brought in a lot of maturity. And through a lot of other than this, I've gone through a lot.
How did he make you feel like you were important for him?
Important for him, Sanjana, is right from the day we met. Within 3 days, he called his family and told them that I am not seeking your permission. I'm informing you. This is the person who I would like to be my companion, and that's it. He says, you are my near and dear ones, like my children and my whatever, and you are the ones which matter, so you should know. It shouldn't be that tomorrow somebody tells you, he saw your dad sitting with somebody in a restaurant. As simple as that. From day one, there's been nothing furtive, aise hai, waise nahi, nobody, it's right over the table. In fact, he's one person who's adored by my in-laws. They always tease me, you can't share, you can't keep him to yourself, you have to share him with us, I mean, he's that kind of a personality. Rock steady, doesn't gossip at all. So sometimes when I want to time, he tells me, please change the topic or I'm going. So no way. So much so that I have seen that there's so many people who've wronged him. This man, I have never heard him say a negative word about anybody. Even the ones who've damaged him. So I've learned so much from him. He's brought in that maturity in my life. And if I feel insecure, Sanjana, that's my problem. अगले दिन तो कुछ कहा ही नहीं. Because when I met him, he told me, I'm not going to marry you. I said, that's fine, I'm looking for marriage. But he says, I will be by your side till such time my eyes shut and I'm a man of my words. तो जब मैं थोड़ी बहुत झगड़ा होता था, रूस जाना, the typical thing we women do. And then he'll also not call. I say, see, he didn't call, just like the others. And knowing very well he's not like that. Then the ego would let me bring him up. But that was my insecurity. He would still do things.
How did you get over that?
Sanjana, one fine day I just realized, and this is as recent as now. I had gone to Kerala to one of those spas, and I was having a great time, and I had restored and I was not calling, and though he was doing everything, the income tax department was after me, pata nahi kya kuch, he was doing everything, and he'd send me, he told me, since you want to be so rude, I will just, text you, we will not talk. So then one day I just thought, I said, how ridiculous, I'm paining. I mean, what is the point of language if you cannot communicate? तो बोलो. You see, that is another problem. हम अपने ego लेके बैठ जाते हैं. And then I just ran up and we said everything was hunky-dory, and I have now promised myself, Sanjana, not to say a negative word. Because see, there's a saying in Punjabi, "Kodi changi hai, dalati said." So if your horse is good and once in a while you get a bloody kick, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because the person is still there for you. And I personally feel the fault is mine. And I also say the women are going to hate me for it. I'm not a women's liberator because I feel basically we are very different. We are different.
Yes,
And
I agree with you.
And I also say कि अगर कुछ करना it should be on merit, irrespective you're a man, woman or something. Not because I'm a woman तो तुम्हारी तनख्वाह 20 है, मेरी 10 है. अरे आपको 20 के लायक बना लो ना. So this thing, because see the yin and the yang, however much, I mean, I feel we are so foolish enough to say liberation, throw your bras around. With the result, we landed up doing the job. घर जाके अब वही बहू हो, वही बेटी हो, we have double roles. So that thing that I will not do. Like even now, sometimes I'm so aggressive. Even when I'm sitting with the guy gives me the bill and I get so offended. I tell him, they're not like मेरे सामने बिल क्यों रख रहे हो यार? So वो हमारी बड़ी problems होती हैं. We tend to get petty, and I always say कि it is औरत का दिमाग बड़ा छोटा है. In these kind of matters, we get too petty, we get too competitive, and then we have this compartment of how love should be. Those three magic words.
How do we get competitive? Tell me.
Competitive in the sense कि अगर एक बंदा है इससे ऐसे दिखा तो ऐसे, अब मैं इसको दिखाऊंगी. तो वो एक हो जाता है कि इससे ऐसे करा तो मैं ऐसे करूंगी. And then we do very stupid things to get the attention. Men don't have that. अरे if you want to watch a program and you haven't downloaded that app तो आएगा ही ना, उनके दिमाग में वो ऐप ही नहीं है ना, और हम अपनी छोटी छोटी चीजें लेके बैठे रहते हैं. With the result we, and then we cling. That is when the man runs, when we get clingy.
What is the sign of clinginess?
Yeah, clinginess, trust me, yeah, all the time. Wanting that attention, you see, it's very convoluted, Sanjana. एक साइड तो हम कहते हैं मन को करे, और जब वो करता तो we said possessive हो गया. We ourselves are a very confused lot यार. हम खुद कंफ्यूज हैं. अगर नहीं करता तो ये लाइक ऐसे परवाह नहीं करता, वो हैव अ गुड टाइम, इसको फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. अगर करेगा तो से व्हाट नॉनसेंस यार, ही इज इम्पोजिंग हिमसेल्फ ऑन मी. यू सी, चित भी मेरा, पट भी मेरा, ईच व्हिच वे वी आर स्टक. We have to change. It's again, you see, you can only change the subject, not the object. He or she will be whatever they are. ठीक है ना? हम लोग ही नहीं हटते ना. I want him to say this thing. My idea, like for me, trust me, in our relationship, we are as different as cheese and chalk. He is quiet and introvert. I am outward. With this रोग गाड़ी, चने खाने, ये कर, वो कर, street food. This one will be हाँ, अभी भी शोर मचाना, ये भी. I tell, oh, देख. I mean, I do such funny things. And this one is the style. Like sometimes my son-in-law tells my daughter, Dad doesn't, he's looking straight and he's, answering. She says, yeah, he's like that. And I'm a die-hard romantic. There should be candles and there should be, and then it is, you see, handsomeness as handsome does. He does so much. And I realized one thing, the glib talkers are not doers. Go for a man who does. For God's sakes, go for a man who does. Handsomeness as handsome does. This man will do everything for me. But he cannot. I always call him poker face. मुझे नहीं पता दुखी हो, सुखी हो, क्या हो. But then I realized that it is in the doing, which person he says everything. मतलब कहने की देर बनता करता है. That is a show of love. But हमारा compartment है ना romantic love. हाँ, मेरे को वो 3 lovely birds बोलो, roses होने चाहिए, once in a while now कोई gift पड़ी होनी चाहिए. वो हमारे expectations है.
और अपनी expectations align की हैं आपने. I'm sure he's also aligned himself to you in some ways.
No, I think he's pretty much used to. I am just like a spoiled brat. I'm like a spoiled brat, and sometimes I tell myself that my grandfather's spirit works through me. Because after him, he's the only man who's indulged me like this. And what is really commendable, Sanjana, is कि कोई ऐसा relationship ही नहीं है. In the sense कोई blood relative नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है. But to do so much without any expectation.
Just tell me what you think is needed in today's time to stay together.
Waste time. Stay together. पहले इकट्ठे कहाँ होते हैं जो stay together करेंगे? So to stay together, Sanjana, would be a lot of, I would say, understanding. Understanding. I always say in a relationship, do not compromise. Compromise is self-explanatory. It's a very negative term. Adjustment तो ज़रूरत होती है ना. You have to adjust into something. अब सीधी सी बात है. Take a small pedestrian example of a housewife. There's a house. Your work is being done. Your servant is doing something. तो आपका एक बड़ा महंगा crystal bowl आपके नौकर ने तोड़ दिया. You will go haywire. वही अगर आपके बच्चे ने तोड़ा होता आप कुछ नहीं कहोगे. So you see, we have very different set of rules for people, and so staying together is first of all understanding, and for me, I think the most important is to accept change, that you're going to change. You see, when you are courting or when you initially you've met, तारे तोड़ के लाऊंगा, ये करूँगा, वो करूँगा. So the minute you get married, of course, the honeymoon is over. These days, even if you don't get married, you tend to stay together. तो उसमें ये होता है कि oh, now you have changed, but of course you're going to change. You change every single day.
Absolutely.
Every day you wake up with a different thought in mind. आज मैं ऐसे करूँगी, no, I've changed my mind. So what makes you think in a relationship? And then you have to work towards a relationship. You have to learn to understand each other and adjust to each other.
I agree. So is marriage important, do you think?
I don't know, Sanjana. I can't really say. But first of all, I don't even understand the institution of marriage because it's so binding. And if marriage was just to procreate, then look at the animal world. After all, we are part of the animal world. We call ourselves Homo sapiens. We put ourselves on top of the pyramid. तो वो तो शेयर तो नहीं पूछता ना कि man, can I sort of interact with you to produce this? जिसका है कोई किसी को apart from those little dick-ticks, they're the only ones in Africa which stay with one partner throughout their life. So I really do not know. I think it is. Sometimes I feel the division in life is because of the family structure. My family. Community तो कुछ है ही नहीं चीज़. कम्युनिटी में जब बच्चे पैदा करते थे, और इफ यू टेक फॉर दैट मैटर जॉइंट फैमिलीज होती थी, तो सारा एक को डांटा तो चाची ने देख लिया, ताई ने देख लिया, नानी दादी ने. सो मैरिज, व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ मैरिज? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट. क्यों शादी करते हो? Is it because you want a companion? Is it because you are lonely? Is it because you want to procreate? Is it because it is what society says?
Is it not all of it together?
It could be all of together, but depends. इन सब में से कौन सी चीज आपको इम्पोर्टेंट है? कोई शादी कराता है कि क्या गर्ल्स आर कंसिडर्ड अ बर्डन, मैंने जी अपनी जिम्मेदारी पूरी करनी. क्यों नहीं? I tell people that the amount you spend on dowries, if you spend on that much on educating your child, once your child can stand on his or her feet, they are settled. शादियां करा के girls are getting divorced, it gets so bloody messy. So the rules are very different.
And what is the changing face of love you've seen over the years? You got married at a young age, right? And you didn't have the best marriage. I think you had a slightly tumultuous marriage.
Very.
Uske baad, then you had other relationships, and then you met the general man. Then, how has your life or your definition, criteria of a relationship changed over the years?
See, again, relationships, again, Sanjana, change. Nothing changes. It's you start changing. When you get the knocks and shocks, ना थप्पड़ पड़ते हैं तो आप खुद change करते हो. No situation never really changes. It is what it is. It's like you see, today is a bright sunny day. हाँ, you're in a good mood and you say, oh my God, what a lovely day. वो तो आज उसने धूप निकली निकल गई थी ना. अब जिस दिन बारिश पड़ी, ठीक है. Now what is right or wrong? किसके लिए अच्छा, किसके लिए बुरा? Supposing it starts raining, हाँ, today is your marriage and you've arranged a beautiful thing, the lawns and everything. बारिश पड़ गई, you are very put off. You are very sad. Oh my God, I made such beautiful. So for you that rain is not good. Yeah. But somewhere down the line, the farmer is thanking God that we've. So किसके लिए? It's very subjective. It's very subjective. So change है कि how things have changed is because not many things have taught me, to improve myself, and I realized that each stumbling block is something which helps you improve. We take adversities as a very bad thing कि पता नहीं क्या हो गया. But those are very good things, yeah. If you look back, it teaches you, how to go through it, how to sidestep it. और क्यों हुआ मेरे साथ? You see, we don't introspect. हम उसको face value पे लेके hi. Maybe there is something better for us.
And which we don't understand.
No, and the fact is, it's a fact. It's the law. the when you go higher, the lower automatically drops. I've seen very often in relationships how much
How beautiful you've put it. Yeah.
you know the women are crying and howling, you know, but you don't know there's something better. This was never good for you.
और जब हम उस thought से elevate होते हैं तो अच्छा अपने आप होने लगता है.
अपने अपने see the point is while you're going through that, and especially as women, we are very emotional, right?
Yes.
See, you are entitled to your emotion. You are hurt. Of course, you're going to feel bad. Nobody is denying it. But don't get emotional. Don't start acting on your feeling. I'm feeling bad. First of all, feeling is nothing. You define it. How are you feeling, Sanjana? I'm fine. Fine is not a feeling. What do you mean fine? I'm ecstatic. I'm happy. I'm doing good. I'm happy. You know, I'm sorrowful. I'm disgusted. You name your feeling. Identify the feeling, and then go and work through it. उसको एक blanket thing. I'm fine. Fine means nothing. You're so confused. What are you fine? You know, कहीं आप जाते हो, no, man, I'm disgusted. I don't like this. So you forcefully put forward your feeling, which explains what you're feeling. You know, तो उसको हर एक चीज को एक larger frame में देखना पड़ता है. एक छोटी सी चीज हम लेके बैठ जाते हैं. You know, and then we carry on, and it's like I've noticed. Okay, when you said how do you stay together is कि supposing we are sitting together and we have an argument, why is this dog here? और हमारा इसके ऊपर हो जाता big acrimonious debate. ये गंद डालता है, ये फलाना, ये टिमकाना. I will say अच्छा. So now we get very angry with each other. तुम्हारा मुंह उधर, मेरा मुंह इधर. As the so-called sociologist 36 के इधर उधर. I never understood this 36, 63 bullshit anyway. Point is, we've had an argument about this particular thing, but we wipe out the person. We wipe out the person. हम सारा गिले शिकवे लेके ये तो वही ऐसे, and their mind will be defocused. We suddenly will forget this issue. तब तुमने मेरे को ये कहा था, उसकी शादी में तुमने मेरे को ऐसे टोका था.
We go back.
We go back. We totally
relive history and
we don't leave it at that. That we had an argument about this. Okay, fine. Let's get along now. Come on, Sanjana. Let's have khana. Let's ruske. You go this way. I go that way. We wipe out the person at that moment over something which is so trivial.
Does not keep you young.
I think I just keep myself young. I don't need love to keep me young. No. Dependency नहीं होनी चाहिए यार. क्यों love? I mean, जिसकी जिंदगी में love नहीं तो वो बुढ़ा हो जाएगा. ना. Love is your own temperament. I refuse. You know, sometimes when
Is it self-love?
Yeah, no. It is see, not self-love. Sometimes never let the child in you die. Never. अपना बचपने को छोड़ो मत. See, nobody is saying act childish, but be childlike. Curiosity नहीं रहती. We become so faded, so jaded, so something. होना तो बहुत कुछ चाहिए यार. होता है क्या? I mean, take the middle path यार.
Any last words for people looking for love, companionship, togetherness?
क्या बोलूं? Point is first self-love. See, love is one thing, Sanjana, which is very overrated and very misunderstood. People will say two circles coming together. अरे वो भी तो दो halves ही है ना, दरार तो फिर भी है. As far as I'm concerned, love is when you can live by yourself, but you choose to live with another.
These are going to be famous last words.
You see,
yeah.
I mean, you can live by yourself, but you choose to live with another. So you've already gone with that mindset कि ये मेरे periphery में आ जाता है. And for me, love is not the heediness, not the sensation seeking, or like in Elizabeth Taylor, you have 8 marriages and all. Again, the hypocrisy of the modern world. हाँ, अगर शादी है तो एक ही बारी होनी चाहिए. It is just legal prostitution. वही औरत अगर 8 आदमियों के साथ जाए, she becomes a whore. मगर वो फेरे ले ले तो उसने she is married 8 times. If the definition of marriage in any case is a public declaration of a very obvious intention, हाँ marriage, तो 10 बारी शादी करा दो तो you are respectively divorced and remarried. वही 10 आदमी हो तो you become the whore very fast. You know, so it is for me. It is when if you see your parents लड़ेंगे झगड़ेंगे, you become a habit with each other. So love is when two people are sitting and you're actually bored with each other. He's reading his newspaper and you're sitting in the kitchen and muttering. For me, that is love because it is that steadiness. It's not the heediness. You know, ये जो जवानी का जुनून है बहुत कम रहता है. I used to also have notions. You know, 75% of the marriages in bed and blah blah. You will be surprised once the hormones have stopped hopping. Now, also at a certain age, then what comes back is the steadiness of the person, the reliability, the togetherness, you know. And you see your own parents at that age,
Absolutely.
they will be टिट एक पे चला जाता है जैसे वो तेरी माँ वापस नहीं आई अभी बाजार से और जिसको लोग समझते हैं, and love is mistaken to be that heatiness. You know, I don't feel the butterflies in my stomach anymore. I don't feel that, you know, when you plunge in that bungee jump, it's sensation seeking. That is not love. Love is togetherness, and as I repeat, you choose to be with another person. Not that you can't be with yourself, because you go in for the wrong reasons. When you ask me about marriage का institution है, even relationships we go in for the wrong thing, because I'm lonely, I need a partner. Achha, it's much better to be lonely than to be living with somebody. After some time the person gets on your nerves, and vice versa, you get on their nerves.
Absolutely.
A small thing like a wet towel on the bed can irritate you, shaving cream on that can irritate you.
Oh.
Some women are very messy, some are OCDs. So, you know, it's very difficult to really adjust to each other. और हम लोग गलत रीजन के लिए कंपेनियनशिप
आपको कभी नहीं लगा कि आप जनरली इकट्ठे रहें?
ना ना ना
Did your own?
Our relationship has gone because we stayed separate. अगर इकट्ठे रहते तो क्या पता हम भी जूझ पटांग करते. हाँ.
और आप लोग कितनी बार मिलते हो महीने में? या
अरे we are there all the time for each other. आजकल because you know, because of age factor and things, so not many other things. Just round the corner whenever I need the help, we get on the phone all day long, and we go out for movies and all. बहुत जाते थे, but again due to circumstances and age-related factors, health-related factors. But that doesn't mean the person isn't there for me. So that is the bond we had. You know, and I personally always have a message for the ladies out there that please go for men who are much older than you, because there is no choice. देखो कोई foolproof method तो संजना है नहीं. But by far and large, I say all these dating apps and all, they don't work. Don't even trust them. जिसको आप वो सिर्फ नहीं जानते, कुछ नहीं जानते, and in today's world, everybody's a transaction. It's money, power, pressure.
So thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing your wisdom, your experience, your words, your feelings, your life with us.
That's very sweet, Sanjana. Wisdom तो मैं नहीं बोलूँगी, wise तो मैं नहीं.
And your craziness.
Yes,
completely.
craziness, and thank you for having me over with us.